And a big huzzah, huzzah day today. First of all, congratulations to Boris and all of the United Kingdom patriots who finally vanquished their leftist opponents. Brexit is official. Boris came through on his campaign promise. The UK is no longer part of the EU. They were so smart to never go off the pound and to go on to the euro. I am very, very happy that the UK is out of the EU. Now, if they could just do us a favor and get out of Ulster as well. Let Ireland be Ireland, okay? How about that? Exit. And we had a big W today despite Rhino Romney. And what I think they may have let Susan Collins vote with the Democrats because she does have a tough re-election coming up in November. And remember, we do have twice as many Republican senators in the second class as Democrats. So we've got to defend twice as many seats as they do. And they're hoping for a four seat flip so that they get control of the upper chamber. If that is the case, if Mitch and the rest of the GOP did tell Susan, go ahead and we've got the votes, go ahead and vote with the Democrats, it'll help you in November. That's realpolitik, and although you might not like it, too bad, that's the way politics works. But Rhino Romney, there's no excuse for him. Okay, he just needs to leave the party. He needs to go and, he can go set up house with Justin Amash, right? They can be the houseboys for the Democrats. I have nothing but contempt for Mitt Romney. And it's interesting. He was trying to have his cake and eat it too by splitting his votes. On some motions, he would vote the right way, and others he would vote in the Democrat way. And the reason I say the right way and the wrong way, and not aye and nay, is it depends on what the vote is on. Sometimes the correct vote is aye, and sometimes the correct vote is nay, right? So when Chuck Schumer introduces an amendment to the resolution, which will, and the amendment calls for the subpoena of John Bolton, then Mitch McConnell moves to table that amendment. The correct vote is aye. Yes, you want to table that amendment. If it was a straight up vote on the amendment itself, the vote clearly would be nay. But we did prevail today, 51-49. Do not let anyone anywhere tell you that the Senate abrogated its duty, that the Senate is covering it up, that the Senate has a trial with no witnesses. No, there were 17 witnesses. Anytime you hear, with your friends or family or online, anytime you hear someone say there were no witnesses, come back at them hard. Not politely, not gently, not with comedy. Come back at them hard and say, no, that is a lie. Because we have to call lies lies, okay? No more pussyfooting around, no more sugarcoating. No, that is a lie. There were 17 witnesses. Actually, there were 18 witnesses. Why is Adam Schiff hiding the testimony from the 18th witness? Before we hear any other witnesses, we need to see the testimony from that 18th witness, because only 17 of the 18 witness testimonies were released by Schiff. What's Schiff covering up? Come back at them hard. Do not let them get you back on their heels. You take the high ground. You set the terms of the debate. You set the conversation. That's why I always tell you words matter. Okay, if you use their words, you've already lost. You've already lost the argument if you use their words. Don't accept their language. Don't accept the validity of their questions or of their statements. You always, always, always have to challenge the terms and set the terms of debate for yourself. Otherwise, you're guaranteed to lose. If you play their game by their rules, you lose because their game is rigged. It's rigged for you to lose. Okay, so don't play their game. Come back at them hard. No, there were 18 witnesses. We only got to see the testimony from 17 of them. What is Adam Schiff hiding? Okay, the hashtag on Twitter should be, what is Adam Schiff hiding? Release the IG testimony. because you can guarantee that the Intelligence Community Inspector General Atkinson's testimony was not helpful to the Democrat lies. Remember what I said. Look, I'm absolutely, totally not joking when I say they hate you, they hate me, they hate America. They hate America, they hate the Constitution, they want to get rid of 2A, they want to get rid of 1A, they want to get rid of the Electoral College. They hate the Constitution. You know how you know they hate the Constitution? Because all this week they stood up and lied about how they were defending the Constitution. They hate the Constitution. They can't even wear an American flag pin. They can't say the national anthem, sing the national anthem. They hate America. They literally hate America. They want to fundamentally transform America. What do you think fundamental transformation means? It means making America not America. They polluted every state with Bullwinkle refugees. Idaho, Twin Falls, Idaho, we have 5-year-old little girls getting raped now, thanks to Barry Soetoro Bunnell. We are in a fight to the death with these people. It's never going to end. They're never going to stop telling lies. So you have to fight every single lie every single time. Stand up to them. No, there were 18 witnesses. We only got to hear from 17. What is Adam Schiff hiding? Before we hear from John Bolton or anyone else, we need to hear what ICIG Atkinson's testimony was. Okay, you see how it works? You got to think strategically ahead of time. Otherwise, you're going to be caught unprepared. That's why I try to give you a quiver full of arrows that you can just like Hawkeye and the Avengers. You know, you just got a quiver full of arrows. Some of them are exploding arrows. Some of them are arrows with cleats that have ropes on them that you can rappel up a building with. You got to have all sorts of different arrows in your quiver. All right. So we had a great victory in the United Kingdom against the globalists in the EU and the globalists, the Remainers in the United Kingdom. The resistance here took a fatal blow today, a death blow for their latest hoax. Remember, this is all about he wasn't supposed to beat her. Dennis Miller won the internet today by saying, I really don't think the Democrats have responded as well to Hillary losing as they could have. Just boom! Perfect understatement. Beautiful, dry, acerbic wit. I love Miller. That was the line of the day. Yeah, I don't think they've reacted as well to Hillary losing as they could have. This isn't going to be the end of it. Okay, they've already got somebody today wanting DNA from Trump because she alleges that Trump raped her in 1993. And I asked, does her name begin Crazy Blasey? You want DNA on Trump? How about this switch? We'll give you DNA on Trump if you give us DNA on Chelsea Hubble, Big Mike, and the Soetoro Bunnell girls. Huh? We'll swap you 4-1. How about that? Is that a fair trade? I think that's a fair trade. Let's do that deal. Let's do that deal. That's a deal that even Donald John Trump would be proud to make. Don't know what the status of the State of the Union is going to be because the Senate is now in recess. The trial is postponed until Monday. And they're going to take a vote, I think, on Wednesday, up or down. They're going to go into legislative session on Monday, and then they're going to resume the trial in the afternoon. And then Tuesday is the scheduled State of the Union. I would like to see the State of the Union postponed until after the vote to acquit, because the president can't go into the House before a joint session and kind of spike the football when the Senate hasn't yet voted to acquit. Maybe, I mean, he could because he's got the numbers, but it would be poor form. But it's up to us in all of our private conversations with people in our ambit, our circle of influence, to counter the lies. You know, Adam Schiff got up there today, and every single thing he said was a lie. Hakeem Jeffries even broke the record. And no, he's not Hank Johnson's son, and he didn't take over for Hank Johnson. Hakeem Jeffries has been representing New York 8 for since 2013, for 7 years. Lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. Literally everything out of that man's mouth is a lie, Adam Schiff. He said, this is how delusional he is. Okay? If somebody had no exposure to the law, had never seen a Law and Order episode, had never seen a Perry Mason episode, had never seen a Scott Turow thriller, didn't have any exposure to the law. Okay, no 12 Angry Men, nothing. No witness for the prosecution. And they saw the House Democrat presentation, which was pathetic, rambling, repetitive, by a bunch of people that looked like they just rolled out of a sleeping bag. And then you see the president's team, which was perhaps the most brilliant legal team assembled since the OJ trial. And it was a better presentation than the OJ trial, because in the OJ trial, don't forget, you had Johnny Cochran telling the lie. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Well, any golfer can tell you that if a golf glove gets wet, if you play on a rainy day and your glove gets all wet, the next day you can hardly put it on, because moisture, water being soaked will make the leather in a glove shrink. Okay? That glove was soaked with blood, so it wasn't going to fit. And furthermore, because it was soaked in blood, and because we're worried about HIV, he had to have on a latex surgical glove to protect his hand from the blood on the glove. You try putting on a glove that had been soaked overnight and allowed to dry. Go get a golf glove, soak it overnight and allow it to dry, and then try to put it on over a latex glove. Ain't no way, no how that glove's going on. No way. So the entire O.J. Simpson defense with Johnny Cochran there, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, was based on a complete lie. It was an absolute falsehood. It was a physical impossibility for that glove to fit, even though that glove would have fit O.J. Simpson under normal circumstances. But in this case, and the interesting parallel is both defense teams employed the Dersh. In this case, you had one of the most brilliant exegeses of the Constitution I have ever heard from the Dersh. That was like an upper-level constitutional seminar at Harvard Law School. We were privileged to hear his presentation last Wednesday night. Patrick Philbin knocked the cover off the ball day after day after day, not by being flashy, not by being bombastic, not by being caustic, just by being sober, thorough, methodical, and reasonable. And he stated the law, and he called them liars in such soft, gentle tones that it wasn't the least bit offensive. And then you had Jay Sekulow, and he was fantastic. Everybody on the team, even Pam Bondi did a great job, but she didn't look as good in comparison to Pat Cipollone, who was incredible, Patrick Philbin, Jay Sekulow, Alan Dershowitz. But Pam gave a great presentation, and so did Jane. Jane gave another great presentation. It was as fine a legal case put on by the president's team as I have ever seen. The House presentation was pathetic. Not only was it enraging to hear lie after lie after lie after lie after lie, and it was all an act. At one point, that black woman, I keep forgetting her name, but she's going on and being histrionic, and the Chief Justice called time, and she's, okay. And she just turned it off. She wasn't angry. She was playing to the cameras. It was all fake. Remember, every single thing on the left is either a lie or is based on a lie. Every single thing. Do the analysis. Don't take my word for it. Do the analysis yourself. Look at a position that they take, and it's either a lie or based on a lie. Cutting off funding for PBS means that Republicans hate Big Bird. They want to kill Big Bird. Then you go and look at all the licensing royalties made by Sesame Street. Then you look at all the corporate sponsorships of Sesame Street and all the PBS. Then you go and look at all the individual memberships, suckers that actually pay to be members of their local public broadcasting station, thinking it's the right thing to do. We need to support television that can't otherwise be on television. Yeah, no, there's plenty of money. They don't need the federal funding. How about federal funding for Planned Parenthood? If you defund Planned Parenthood, you deny women health care. You hate women. Well, if Planned Parenthood can afford to donate $65 million this election cycle to Democrats, seems to me that that's $65 million that Planned Parenthood doesn't need. You see, all Planned Parenthood is a way for the Democrats to legally launder money into their own pockets. They take your tax dollars, they launder it through Planned Parenthood into their own pockets. Okay? It's all a scam. We've gone through this, the NGO scam, the non-governmental organization scam, the family foundation scam, the book deal scam. Every single thing on the left is either a lie or based on a lie. So don't let them get away with the lie that the Senate trial isn't going to have witnesses. The Senate trial had testimony from 17 witnesses. Why didn't the Senate trial have testimony from that 18th witness? What is Adam Schiff hiding? That needs to be your mantra this weekend when you're talking with all the resistors and the never-Trumpers and other assorted leftists. And yes, I did just call never-Trumpers leftists because functionally they are. You know, you had Kelly out there yesterday spreading the lie that if the Senate votes to not have additional witnesses, that they've only done half the job. And, you know, the liars are out in force. Okay, remember the old adage from 200 years ago. Ben Franklin put it best: a lie is halfway around the world before the truth even gets its boots on. Okay? Holds true just as much today, even more so today with the rapidity of global communications thanks to the interwebs. But we need you to be out there. Also, MAGA Institute, we need people to help us vet candidates. So if you've got a great America First challenger, you live in a Democrat district and you've got a great America First challenger, or you live in a Republican district where you've got a rhino and you've got a great America First challenger, we need you to step up and to help us vet these candidates. Keep an eye on them because you're going to see a lot more local media than we're going to be able to. I'm also going to be posting a sample from Pennsylvania of a petition. Okay, one great way you can help is to get involved with your local GOP and find America First candidates. Find candidates that are supporting the president's America First agenda. Pro-jobs, anti-illegal immigration, low taxes, low regulations, you know all the talking points. And gather signatures for their nominating petitions because they need certain numbers of petitions to get on the ballot. Okay, any other way that you can get involved, actually, boots on the ground, sleeves rolled up, and doing the work of retail politics, whether it's manning a phone bank, whether it's helping people get to the polls. We've got Super Tuesday is just a little over a month away. It's 5 weeks away. So we've got to we're coming into the hot and heavy season. So if you want to give the president a House of Representatives and a Senate that fully supports his agenda, we need your help to help him now. All right, that's all I've got for you tonight. Until next time, God bless you. God bless these United States. Keep fighting the good fight.